Hello, beautiful vloggers. It's your girl Shay. Make sure you like and subscribe. Got more videos coming for you, okay? Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 12, Episode 3. Title of the episode is Not So Quiet Woman. There's a lot going on in this episode. Really quickly, I'm going to say that Lydia and Shannon, I'm liking the fact that they're going ahead and squashing this beef. You know, Shannon was crying in the beginning of the episode telling David everything that was going on and how she just felt like, you know, she didn't like the way Lydia was talking to her and everything, and she didn't like the way Lydia was painting her out. Lydia was kind of feeling like she's more crazy than expressive and all of this stuff. So it didn't really go well, their first encounter, but we do see them make up later on the episode, so that's good. Peggy, I'm liking Peggy. I feel really bad as far as this double mastectomy situation. She's got a lot going on as far as that goes. She's having a difficult time because what it boils down to is that, you know, her mother died of breast cancer. She had to have this double mastectomy. I feel like that was a horrible situation, but I do like the way her husband treats her and how he, you know, says she's his soulmate with or without breasts. That is a supportive husband. I love that. You know, we see Vicki. She is, you know, got some things going on. She's in a new partnership with her business. She's expanding. She's got a new location, all of this stuff going on. Good for her. She did talk about, you know, somebody embezzling from her, which was kind of messed up. The guy had only been working for her for 2 months. And, you know, they posted the article on the show while Vicki was talking about everything she was going through. And while she was talking about it, they posted an article from E! News, and I paused the TV and read the article. And it said that the person is accused of embezzling money from Vicki. Like, basically, they were taking money from her company and putting it in their own account, that they were poaching clients from her son, Michael, and that, you know, the person had only been there for 2 months. So I'm like, in 2 months, like, that person came in with the idea of this is what they wanted to do. If these allegations are true, then that was their intention from the very beginning. So that's kind of crazy. And Vicki also talked about how she's very sick of being burned by people because she was burned by both Tamra and Brooks. And you know what? They both did burn her. Tamra used to dog her, talk about her behind her back, talk about her like shit. You know what I'm saying? Tamra said some nasty stuff about Vicki, but Vicki also said some nasty stuff about Tamra and about Eddie as well. So, you know, both of them can work on being better friends as far as I'm concerned. And then as far as Brooks goes, I don't want her to keep talking about Brooks, because every time you talk about Brooks, people remember that you might have been in on that cancer scheme. Get that together, girlfriend, because I don't know, you might have been in on it. I'm not sure. So, you know, that was that. And then with the whole Lydia and Doug, you know, they having issues with the magazine and stuff like that because now they don't have a partner anymore. So because they don't have a partner, Lydia and Doug both have to do more work. And Doug, I guess Lydia might feel like he's slacking or something, because she basically telling him, like, you need to do this, you need to make sure that is done, you know, all of this stuff. She's basically like bossing him around like she is his boss. So, you know, she was saying that she wants him to be more assertive like her grandfather and father, who are famous Canadian businessmen. And she said he needs to grow some balls. And I'm like, girl, I've watched too many reality shows and seen too many women mess up their relationship because they start talking trash about their husbands. Remember Adrian from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and the doctor who is now on Botched? Yeah, that relationship messed up because they was always trashing each other on TV. So I'm telling you, when you start doing this stuff, you're going to end up like a lot of these people on reality shows with marriages that don't last. So if I were you, I would keep that off camera. Tell him something like that off. Matter of fact, don't tell your husband to grow some balls. Like, figure out a better way to say that. But figure out what you really want to do and how you really want to say things, because at the end of the day, if you keep going at him and making little comments like that, he's going to get annoyed. I can only imagine how he felt watching this on TV, how his family may have felt or whatever. So you should think about things like that before you say certain comments, because people may not just brush that off. And you saying your husband needs to grow some balls when he is supposed to be the king of your castle, not the best idea. You might want to rethink that. I'm just saying. And then, you know, Shannon and Tamra, they were talking on the phone, and they were talking about the whole situation with Lydia, and Tamra's talking about her ass as a peacemaker. And I'm like, since when? When has Tamra ever been a mother effing peacemaker? Okay? Like, girl, I don't know who you think you talking to, but I've watched since Tamra's very first season. And Tamra has never been a peacemaker. You might be a lot of things, but a peacemaker you're not. And then she talked about hashtag Rodney King. And y'all know Rodney King is the one who got beat up by the police. And then he said the whole, can't we all just get along situation. So I'm like, you are not Rodney King. I've seen you stir up so much drama in the seasons that you have been a part of it between you and Vicki. That whole situation where y'all tried to get, what's her name, drunk? What's her name? Kelly. Y'all tried to get her drunk last year in Ireland and all this stuff. You have been in the middle of quite a few fights. The stuff that you did with Alexis and all that. I guess you acting like because you saved, now you a different Tamra. Don't get me wrong. Being saved, that's a beautiful thing. Congratulations to you. However, I don't know if I believe you're a peacemaker. You probably don't even believe it, but you're going to say it on TV so that people could try to change their tone of how they talk about you or how they feel about you. But you're going to need more than just one season of not fighting with people for people to believe you're an actual peacemaker, because I have yet to see a season. I remember the seasons where you used to go at Gretchen and used to dog Slade and just rip people a new one. You was like talking on the phone with Slade, ex-wife or all that stuff. Like, girl, you have never been a peacemaker. I don't know who you trying to believe or who you trying to make believe you. But I'm not that person. I don't buy that with the money you have, okay? I don't buy that with your dollars, okay? I do not take you at your word on that. I'm going to have to see it to believe it, okay? And then we got Megan. I don't really want to talk about Megan because Megan is boring the hell out of me. Megan, I'm so happy that you had your baby, because you really wanted a baby. You talked about it from your very first season. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you have your child and everything. But, girl, could you be any more boring? Like, if you don't start filming with some of these girls, I'm going to start fast forwarding your parts. Now, I don't want to do that because your baby is really cute. Now, I love babies. I really do. I got baby fever. I love kids. But Megan is, all right, girl, it's been 3 episodes. When we going to see you go out to lunch with somebody or go have a conversation with one of the girls? Like, you are about to bore me. Then she started talking about she's some kind of granola mom. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean. A granola mom. I don't know what that is. And then Jim is like, I don't know how you a granola mom with a Chanel purse and a Prada diaper bag. But I'm like, yeah. I mean, she believe it, so whatever. But let's get to Shannon, because Shannon goes to the trainer. And I feel so bad for Shannon because she has gained a lot of weight. And she is really sad about it. And I'm sad for her. I hope that everything works out for Shannon. I hope everything goes well for Shannon. This is a really difficult thing to watch and to see. Shannon is going through a lot, between, you know, her being stressed about these false allegations, as far as Vicki, you know, perpetuating that David put hands on her and was beating her and all of this stuff. And, you know, she's really upset about it. So she's talking about her weight, and she got on the scale and she was 172 pounds and 40% body fat. And he said that she was running towards diabetes and cardiovascular disease and heart attack and all of this stuff. And I just felt really bad for her. She was crying about how she couldn't believe she let herself go. And she used to be a size 4, and they showing all of these clips of David working out, while meantime she is really sad about her weight. I just felt so bad for her. But I really did not like when she takes her shirt off and the trainer kept saying, wow, wow, wow. And I was just like, okay, you know what? This is adding insult to injury. You do not keep saying wow when the person is already very sad about what's going on and very insecure about it. I just did not like that. I feel like as a trainer, you should be more professional than that. That trainer needs to be smacked upside the back of his head. Like, what are you thinking doing that? And she's already insecure. The woman is in tears. She's sad. She's feeling some type of way. She needs to stop blaming Vicki, though. Vicki is not the reason why you gained 40 pounds. It's probably that stress from your husband cheating and that affair. That's probably why you gained 40 pounds. But that's another story. So, you know, I think that maybe she should try the paleo diet. I'm about to try the paleo diet, not to lose weight, but just to be healthier, because I do have sickle cell, so I am trying to, you know, get my health together, and I might be vlogging about that, so look out for that. Well, anyway, you know, I just kind of feel bad for her or whatever, but I think she needs to stop blaming Vicki. And then she did make me sad when she said, as my husband gets more fit, I get more fat. And I was just like, girl, stop downing yourself like that. And, you know, she just said that she's very embarrassed, and it's affecting her intimacy, and that made me really sad to hear. And then we move on because Peggy and Lydia are doing a little drive around in this tacky ass Ferrari. That Ferrari is so damn tacky, okay? There's black and white. I guess it's supposed to be yin and yang. It's supposed to be the signature of his business or whatever the case may be. I'm just like, child, that is a tacky ass car. Like, And then we seen a garage, and I think all the cars look like that. Like, I get maybe that's the branding for his company or whatever, but can you just make like 1 or 2 cars that way? That is one tacky ass car. Now, granted, I can't afford a Ferrari, so I mean, it's nice just to have one, but why take a car that nice and then make it look like that? Like, ugh, the car wasn't cute. It went fast, but that black and white, it's not. I mean, maybe some people like it, but I don't. I think that shit look tacky. But that's just me. Anywho, so then, you know, they talking about how, you know, Peggy and Lydia are talking about how Kelly and Shannon don't get along, and Lydia's pretending like she didn't know anything about them not getting along or not being friends. And I'm like, girl, bye. You clearly have been watching this show. First of all, who would come back to a show and not watch the seasons in between when they were on it to when they're coming back? Peggy, why would you sign up for a show that you never watched? I cannot stand when these reality show people get on TV and pretend like they never watched it. You didn't know that they had beef. You didn't know that they didn't like each other. Girl, bye. Bye to both of y'all. I like y'all both, actually. But y'all both lying, and we all know it. Okay? Y'all know that they were fighting. Y'all know that they don't like each other. That is a simple matter of the case. Like, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So anyway, you know, Kelly calls and they're on the phone. Now, she says she's not going to dinner because she's going on a boat trip or whatever. But we know that's a lie. So let's hurry up and get to the dinner because, you know, Tamra and Shannon are on their way to the dinner. And Tamra is talking about, you know, she hardly drinks, but she's going to drink tonight. And I'm like, none of y'all heifers need any drinks with the way this dinner about to go. The way y'all about to be jumping down each other's throat. I don't know if any of y'all need to go to dinner, but okay. So anyway, let's get to it. So they are at the dinner, you know, Shannon's talking about how it took her almost 6 years to build her house and all that stuff. You know, a lot of people think that Shannon got financial issues. That's been the word in the blogs because a lot of people trying to figure out why would you spend that long and spend that much building your house, your forever home, and just to sell it a couple years later, like not too long later. It probably took her more time to build the house than it took her to live in the house. So a lot of people have been, you know, saying that maybe it's some financial issues, whatever the case might be. She still got more money than me, so hey, go ahead, do you, boo. But at the same time, you know, a lot of people been throwing her that shade, like, are you having financial issues? Because, you know, a lot of these Real Housewives are sort of known for living above their means. But if she was smart enough to sell the house because it wasn't working for her financially, then she wasn't living above her means. So kudos to her for knowing when to walk away and when to stay. But, you know, she took a big hit on the price. I think the house was listed for 10 to 15 million and she got under 10 million. So she kind of took a hit. So I don't even know if they got all the money that they put into the house back. They may have lost some money if it took 6 years to build it. That's a long time. I think Sheree's house took almost 5-6 years, but Sheree's house was nowhere near the size of that house. So I don't know. That's another story though with Sheree's house on Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's a whole other story. But anyway, so yeah, you know, a lot of people have been talking about maybe she has some financial issues. I don't know if that's true, but good luck to her. But Peggy was like, I'm not building no home. Why would I build a home just to have one bedroom for one extra bedroom? Like, it's not that big of a deal. And Shannon was like, well, you know, I just did it like that because I wanted to get all the toxins out of the home and make sure it was clean. And then Peggy was like, just put a humidifier or something in every room or whatever. You'll get over it. So, or an air purifier or whatever. And she was like, well, that does not remove toxins from the air and all this stuff. And I guess, you know, Shannon is not really here for Peggy's sense of humor because then they got to talking about how Shannon is really upset. She's telling him about her weight. And I'm like, Shannon, stop telling people about your weight, girl. You know, I think that Shannon keeps telling people about her weight because she's sort of trying to stop people from being able to make fun of her because of her weight. So by making like these, it's almost like self-deprecating humor. If I joke about myself first, you can't really throw shade about it because I'm not, I've taken away your power in a way. So like for me, I have a big forehead. So I could be like, you know, my forehead is so big it got its own zip code, right? So then I take away your ability to make a joke about me because I've already said it before you could. So I think that she's not really joking about her weight, but I think that she's talking about it before the other ladies in the group can start gossiping about it or making comments about it. Before y'all even get an opportunity to talk about my size, I'm going to talk about it first. I think that's kind of why she keeps talking about it, because first she told Tamra in the car. Now she's telling the other ladies about all of this stuff. And then she's... when she trying to order that food, oh, I was laughing so hard. But before that happened, she was talking about how, you know, she was really upset because a lot of it is stress from Vicki. And Vicki making all of these comments about David supposedly beating her. And she's saying she was it never happened. Even though there was a police report, she's saying that, it's not an ongoing thing where he putting hands on her. So, she's trying to, stop the ladies from talking about certain things as it pertains to her personal life, and that is stressing her out. I think that David affair probably stressed her out more than anything, but whatever. So she's saying that, that's what was stressing her out. But Peggy is like, if it's not true, why does it bother you so much? But then Peggy said something I thought was stupid as hell. She said that she's from Armenia, and it's an Armenian joke that they husband beat them every Friday. They husbands beat them every Friday or some shit like that. I thought that was a dumbass joke, and it wasn't funny. And, with the stories you hear about people and women having domestic violence situations, that joke will never be funny. That joke will never be funny, ever. However, I do agree with Peggy that if it's not true, don't let it affect you to that point. But, I guess, Shannon is very passionate. She's very emotional, but Shannon is also very over the top. I like Shannon, but let's be honest, Shannon is very over the top. So I think that this is something she is never going to be able to let go. And I hope she does, because you know what the saying is, holding a grudge is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. So if it's true that you this angry at Vicki, you the one gaining all the weight, she not. So you need to let this go so that you can move on with your life and get back healthy and get back to the size that you are comfortable with. Because it's not about what everybody else think about you. It's about how you think about you and how you see you. So if you look in the mirror, you're not happy, you need to figure out what you can do differently so that you can be happy. And you sitting around worried about Vicki is not going to make it happen. So you need to let that situation go anyway. So moving on, to this dinner, Shannon gets up. Well, before she gets up, she's ordering her food. Now, Tamra is all on her head about how she can't order steak. I don't think red meat is what causes people to gain weight. Now, I don't really have weight issues. I've been blessed in that way, but I do have sickle cell. So I'm going on this paleo diet to try to go ahead and have a healthier lifestyle. I might vlog about it, whatever. I probably will vlog about it. So y'all look out for that. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see that. So, I'm doing that. So maybe Shannon should try the paleo diet. It may work for her because you cut out all of this starch and carbs and all of this stuff that is hard for your body to digest. Well, you're talking about red meat. Okay, red meat can be harder to digest, but red meat is not why you gain all that weight. It's pasta and rice and biscuits and cookies and cakes. Like, that's the stuff. And then not exercising, that's the stuff that really can keep on the weight, from what I have read and from what I have heard. So I didn't think she should be that hard on her about red meat. I think that what you really need to be focusing on is the carbs and starch and, those sort of things, white flour, a lot of sugar. Like, that's what really keeps the weight on. And from what I understand, alcohol as well, which is probably why Tamra said she doesn't drink as much, because, she's really into fitness now. So that was cool. But anyway, Shannon gets up to go to the bathroom. When she gets up to go to the bathroom, all of a sudden, I guess production planned this, because Kelly walks right in behind. After Shannon hits the bathroom, Kelly walks through the door of the restaurant. Now, I don't know how the hell this restaurant's called The Quiet Woman. It must have been ironic as hell that they had this dinner at The Quiet Woman, because it was nothing quiet about it, because Kelly and then Lydia, they go to the bathroom. Shannon is in there. It was just like 0 to 60 to me. Like, Shannon really didn't say anything bad to Kelly. Kelly was totally being an antagonist. She was antagonizing the situation. She was being so nasty, so mean-spirited. Shannon actually was talking to Kelly about her weight. Kelly was saying in her confessional, like, yeah, she looks different and all this stuff. Like, being really nasty. And, Shannon is very insecure about her weight, like I said. So she keeps talking about it so that she can take the wind out of other people's sails. So they're not talking about it as much. And so when she's talking about it, Kelly is just throwing her all kinds of shade. And I'm just like, Kelly, you are so wrong. You do not kick a person when they are down. And this woman is clearly emotionally devastated by this whole situation. Why are you doing this? It is so wrong. It is so mean. It is so nasty. Kelly even admitted that she was trying to push her buttons intentionally and all of this stuff. And I was just really nasty about it. As Kelly is walking out of the bathroom, she mouths the words wacko about Shannon and all of this stuff. Now, Shannon just told you, I'm introducing you to Fat Shannon. I think Shannon should stop saying that about herself, because you're beating yourself up. We could be our own worst critics. And right now, Shannon is being her own worst critic. But in doing so, she is making it easier for Kelly to come at her, because Kelly now know what your weakest link is. She know what your weakest point is, what your weakest pressure point is. She knows exactly what button to push to get at you because you just told her you so insecure about your weight. So as soon as they get back to the table, you know, Kelly is saying that she said, what the F are you doing here, Kelly? I never heard Shannon say that. Now, if Shannon did say that, y'all correct me in the comment section, but I never heard Shannon say that. So did Shannon say, what the F are you doing here, Kelly? I really feel like Kelly came there with an agenda to start something, and she succeeded because Shannon fell right into the trap. If Shannon was really thinking and she let go of all of this anger, and she can really think about what she's doing and what she's saying, she would know that Kelly is really trying to push her buttons, and it was very obvious that that's what she was doing. And so when she gets back to the table, they're arguing. Kelly starts saying, you need some hormones and all of this stuff, and that's when, you know, Shannon tells her to leave. And then Shannon was throwing up gang signs, and it ended with the middle finger, and I couldn't figure out what the hell she was doing with her hands. But it ended up with her giving Kelly the middle finger, and then she tells Kelly to leave. And that reminded me of last year when Heather told Kelly to leave at that sushi restaurant. So, you know, all of that happened, and so she's saying you need hormones. And then as Kelly is getting up, she's like, keep eating, because she just told you she's insecure about her weight. So you're going to make fun of the fact. And then Shannon gets upset and she throws the plate. She's like, it's not even my plate. And she's so upset and she's in tears and she's crying and she's hurt. She's emotionally just devastated. You could just tell. And Kelly was enjoying it. And then when Shannon is trying to walk out, Kelly is heckling her in the hallway. And I'm just like, Kelly, you are horrible. You are mean-spirited. I really like Kelly, you know, I like her personality and stuff like that because she is fun to watch for the show. But this moment was not fun to watch. It was nasty. It was rude. It was disgusting. It was disrespectful. And it made Kelly look terrible. All of that stuff that people were saying about you last season, Kelly, you are proving them right. You should have came to this season and handled yourself differently and let them girls start it with you so you could finish it. In this situation, Kelly completely started it 100%. I always say I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth. Kelly started that shit. I don't care if I enjoyed watching you rip people a new one last year. This was unnecessary and uncalled for. You can tell that that woman already has a self-esteem issue because of this weight, and you're going to throw it in her face. It was nasty, and it was rude, and it was mean. And then on top of all of that, you know, Peggy was embarrassed. She was apologizing to Peggy like, girl, I'm so sorry. And Kelly didn't care because she's on the window blowing faces like a child. She looked like a child. She like a first grader making faces in the window and all of this stuff. And then, you know, Shannon was very upset. Tamra's trying to console her. I did think it was funny when Tamra was like she could suck hairy balls and all of this stuff because it was just so mean. It was so nasty. And I just think that Kelly, as a woman, as a person, as a human being, how would you feel if someone... I mean, I know that Shannon spearheaded the whole thing of getting you drunk last year and all this stuff. So, yeah, you have residual anger. But what you could do is just sit down and talk to her about it. Say, girl, I'm still mad at you for the way you treated me last year. But don't sit there and try to kick her while she's down. I thought that Kelly's behavior was disgusting. I thought that it was not indicative of a wife and a mother and a grown woman. Your behavior was straight up mean girl bully high school. The same stuff you accused them of last year is exactly what you displayed this year. You look like a mean girl. You look like a high schooler. You look like a child standing in that window blowing faces. And so it just made me look at you totally different. And last year you was talking about your husband was diagnosed as a narcissist or whatever. If he's a narcissist, what are you? Because that behavior was disrespectful and disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourself, but you probably not, which makes it even worse. So I can't wait to see what's going down next episode. But Shannon, I feel so bad for you, but stop, you know, giving people the ammo to attack you. Stop bringing up your weight and all of this stuff. You know what? Learn to, you know, fight back until you have lost that weight and not give people the opportunity to trash you, because that's exactly what you gave her, and she took the opportunity. And I am so disgusted with Kelly's behavior. It made me look at her totally different. But she did say a lot of stuff last year. She did do the whole, that's why you cheated on your wife. She did do the whole, that's why your daughter doesn't talk to you. So I guess I should have seen this coming. But I just was like, damn, Kelly, like, just when I think that she can't hit a new low, there she goes. So, girl, you hitting a new low like you doing a limbo or something. Like, it's disgusting. It is disgusting, and it is childish, and you need to grow the hell up, Kelly. That was just horrible. That was horrible. You must be a super unhappy person to treat somebody like that. You gotta be. Happy people don't treat people like that. Happy people don't treat people like that. You must be super unhappy to be and miserable to go around and try to affect somebody's self-esteem the way you did on that video. That was terrible, and you should be ashamed of yourself, but we both know you're not. So anyway, Kelly, this made me look at you differently. I kind of was rooting for you last season because I felt like they was ganging up on you, but this year, I'm looking at you with a whole different set of eyes, girl. I cannot believe your behavior. But then again, when I look at your behavior last year, I can kind of believe it. So anyway, tell me what y'all thought in the comment section, how y'all felt, what y'all think. Did y'all think that Kelly was right for what she did, or did y'all think she was wrong? I personally thought she was dead wrong, but that's how I feel. And just let me know how y'all feel. I'll be recapping it next week. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I will check y'all out next week. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'm your girl Shay, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye. Mwah.